we do a course overview, then we will start with our course details. So here in this entire days of trainings, we have complete 10 modules to finish up. So this 10 modules consist of the overview of the services. See, first module is the introduction to your Amazon Web Services. Here we will discuss about the advantages of what is mean by cloud computing and what are the advantages of the cloud computing. Next, we have the compute modules in clouds. So what are the compute services provided by AWS that we will discuss here in the compute module. Next, we have the global infrastructure and the reliability modules. So here we will discuss about the AWS global infrastructure. So how the AWS is spread across the globes to host your services as a customer into the AWS data centers. That we will discuss here in the module number 3. Next, module number 4 is the networkings. Okay, so if you want to build a network in the AWS clouds, what are the services provided by AWS like VPC and their components, that we will take overview in this module. Then we have the storage and the database module. So storage and database module discuss about the types of storage provided by AWS and the different types of services for that storage types and the databases. If you want to host your databases, then RDS, DynamoDB, what are their features, that we will discuss here in the database module. Next, we have the security models. Now, so far from module number 1 to module number 5, we talk about the infrastructure. So compute module is used for compute services are used for creating the virtual machines in the clouds, networkings, where to put this virtual machines in the cloud, that is defined in the networking, storage we define, storage we created, databases we created. Now it's time to give the security. So from security point of view, how we can use the IAM service, the another services to secure your applications like web application firewall, Shield, that we will discuss here in the security models. Next, we have the monitoring and analytics point of views. So as our infrastructure goes on, you need a monitoring for the for overviewing of your logs, then overviewing your metrics of your infrastructures. Then what are the services for monitoring, that is CloudWatch, CloudTrail, we will discuss here in the module number 7. And finally, we have the pricing. So first time you are accessing the AWS services, you don't know what is the price for using that service. So what are the pricing criteria, how the billing is applied on your services, and what are the different AWS support plan, that we will discuss here in the module number 8. Next, module number 9 is a discussion on the migrations and the innovations for the module number 9. And finally, we have the short descriptions about the exams on Cloud Practitioner Essentials. What is the percentage for the different domains in the Cloud Practitioner exams, that we will discuss here in the module number 10. So module number 1 for today's program is introduction to the AWS services. So agenda for this one is describe what is mean by cloud computing and describe the deployment model of the cloud computing, benefits of the cloud computing. This is the agenda for module number 1. So entire this training program gives the example of the coffee shops. You all are aware about the coffee shops. Okay, in the coffee shop, customer went, gives the orders. The counter person known as the barista takes the orders and give you the coffee or the drink, whatever you gave as a order. So it's like a client server things. Client is giving a request to the servers, and the server gives the response to that request. So client make the request and the server gives the response. In the same way, our cloud computing model also works. So what is cloud computing? Cloud computing is on-demand delivery of the IT resources. On-demand delivery of the IT resources over the internet, usually pay-as-you-go pricing models. Okay. So here, in short, it is accessing the services on demands. With services, IT resources like compute service. You want to create a virtual machines, you can create it, and it is on demand. And here you only pay for what you use. You don't need to pay for the entire, means like a purchase kind of thing is not needed to be done over here. Instead of purchasing the virtual machine and purchasing the physical machine and keeping it in your data center, on the top of that creating the virtual machines, it gets avoided in the cloud computing. So overall about cloud computing is access accessing the services on demand and pay only for what you use. Also, cloud computing avoids the large upfront investments. So before your business goes live, you need to do some investment that is called as your capital expenditures. So it avoids your large upfront investment, that is, it avoids your large capital investment. So for example, if I need 4 servers to start my business, and these 4 server needed ADDS and the DNS to be installed on one server, then second server need a DSCP servers, third server I need a DFS servers, like this. Fourth server is my mail servers. So for all these servers, I need to purchase the hardware first. Then on the top of that hardware, I need to install the OS. I need to purchase the OS, a license for the OS. Then I start working on that. So that is my capital expenditure. So that is get avoided when you are deploying your infrastructure in the cloud computing. So it gives you the savings whenever you want that you started in the clouds, and you need to pay only for what you use. No need to do a capital expenditures. Provision computing resources as needed. Okay, you take the resources from the AWS, you started your services, web servers, email servers running in the clouds. But after some days, to fulfill my customer needs, I need to provision the computing resources as needed. Okay, so there is too much load on my websites. Customers are liking my website, so they are visiting to my websites. So I need to provision the computing resources as needed. So this cloud computing automatically provisioning the computing resources as needed by using the auto scaling service. You need to define how many number of new servers you needed when the demand goes on increasing. If the demand is less, then how many number of resources need to be decreased. That you need to define. AWS will take care of all these things in the backends. Okay, so this is mean by the cloud computing. Now, what can be the deployment models of the cloud computing? So cloud's computing models can come into the three types. That is cloud, on-premises, and the hybrid. This cloud model is also known as the public cloud. On-premises model is also known as your private cloud. Hybrid model is the combination of your public and the private cloud. What it is? Cloud deployment model. You decided to use the cloud services, and then you started to run all of the parts of your organizations and all of the parts of your resources and all of the parts of your applications in the cloud itself. Nothing is there in the on-premises data centers. Everything from your business point of view is running in the cloud. That can be the one scenario. Second scenario is migrating the existing applications. You have on-premises data centers, but you want to take advantages of the cloud computing. So that's in that scenario, you migrate your existing application to the cloud. So there are the different cloud service provider using which you can deploy your resources to the clouds. Design and build the new applications in the clouds. So all this is possible in the public cloud. So in public cloud means they are providing you the resources, you are using it for the time duration you want, and then after uses you can terminate it. You need to pay for that durations only. For example, today 9 a.m. I started my virtual machine and stop it at 11 a.m. I use it for two hours. I need to pay for that much only, not for the entire day like this. So duration for which you use it, then you need to pay for that. That is the cloud-based models. So here in the cloud-based models, the install means to create my virtual machines, I need to install the operating systems. Then I need to install, after the installations, I create my web servers. So take care of the web servers, high availability, high security. Then security of my web servers is done by the clouds. Okay, every features is provided by the cloud itself. You need to make them enables. Okay, so here the responsibility of the cloud increases, and from the customer point of view, customer is happy to go with the pay-as-you-go models. Customer is happy with avoiding the this upfront cost. All these things are the advantages of the cloud-based deployment. Next, we have the on-premises deployment. It is similar to your on-premises data centers. Your company is having your on-premises data centers, means the physical space. Under this physical space, I have one rooms. Under that rooms, I have the racks. In the racks, we have the servers. And on the top of that servers, I'm running my applications. The applications can be my web server applications, can be my any applications needed to run my business. But if it is the on-premises, what are the things you needed? First thing you need to invest on that is capital expenditure, capex. Second thing is your OPEX, operational expenditures. Okay, so CAPEX, OPEX is your responsibility. OPEX means running your data centers 24/7. I need the electricity, then I need the 24/7 networking connections. I need my database administrator teams. I need my hardware teams, means system administrator teams, to maintain the everything to be on the place, and this teams to be there for 24/7 availability. So for database administrator teams, I need three employees for in different shifts. So that is your operational expenditures. So this gets avoided in your cloud models. And here in the on-premises model, everything is your responsibility. So use application management and the virtualization technologies to increase your resource uses. So here in the on-premises, I have the on-premises server. I want my on-premise, I purchase it. So I want the whatever the hardware capability in that servers, that should be utilized up to 100%. So you can make use of virtualization techniques in the on-premises deployment. Create the virtual machines and run your servers to have the complete utilization of your resources. So this is the on-premises deployment. You are not making use of the cloud here. Everything is in under your controls, and you need to do everything: monitoring, security, availability, everything you need to do. And here in the hybrid deployment, now I want to take some advantage from the cloud models, some advantage from my on-premises models. Okay, so I run my highly available applications into the clouds. Means I take the advantages of high availability, high scaling from the clouds, and the data that I want to keep secure, that I kept here in my on-premises data centers. Okay, so security is a concern when we go for the clouds. No doubts, cloud is giving you the security, but even for some of the organization like banking systems, like financial organization, their data is so important. They don't want to take a chance in 1% of chance or 0.001% of chance with their data. They want their data to be secure under their custody only. So I as a banking organization employee kept my customers' data in on-premises. I run my websites into the clouds. And if my website is running into the clouds, I take the advantages of high availability using the load balancer features. I take the advantages of the auto scalings, high scalings using the auto scaling features. So these things I attach with my website. So website is highly available, highly scalable for me, and my customers are happy to visit to my websites. It increase my productivity. So these are the three different models provided by clouds in the clouds, which is available. So as per your use cases, you can go ahead and use the different cloud models. Now, what is AWS Clouds? AWS, Amazon Web Services. It's a cloud service providers. AWS started to provide the cloud services in around 2006. The first service they invented, that is your Elastic Cloud Compute service in 2006. So using which the customers are creating their websites. Customers can host their databases also on the EC2. Now we have the another services also for the databases, special services for the databases. No need to host your databases on the compute model directly. Okay, so AWS, Amazon Web Services, provide the cloud services for the customers, for their customers, and they have around 200 plus services running in their data centers, and you as a customers are using their services. Okay, so these services are of variable size. Means if your industry is small scale, your industry is medium scale, your industry is large scale, and whatever your need, for your needs, AWS is having the services. If you need simple websites, you can make use of the EC2. If you want to run artificial intelligence kind of applications, then we have the artificial intelligence services. If you want to run a containerized applications, then AWS is saying that yes, you can use ECS, EKS. So far, you can use the Fargates also to run your containerized application without servers. So thing is that here the for every of your needs, AWS is having these services. From security point of view, these services are there: web application firewall, shield, then inspector, guard duty, monitoring. For more security is IAM. For monitoring purpose, we have the CloudWatch, well architected tool. So it tells me how my architecture is resilient architecture. So this tool you can use to find out, is there any is there any lagging in my architectures, that you can use well architectural tools you can use, and you can make your architecture a more resilient architecture.